Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled, the TV podcast here on the Mailed Fuzz Podcast Network. I'm Peter Bradley, and I'm joined, as always, with Connor Ryan.
Hey guys.
We probably should point out that this is the first week that Mario is not a regular on the show. He's not necessarily gone forever, you'll probably still guess from time to time, but he's no longer going to be here every week, because life and things.
Pretty much.
Well, since Connor's so enthusiastic...
he's gone. Let's get on with it.
Alright. Who cares? Yes. Okay. So this is a TV podcast here, and every week we review a bunch of shows and we cover the week's news. Connor, I'm going to pass it over to you. Tell us what shows we review this week.
Oh, what the... This is just because you didn't write it down, isn't it?
No, I did. I'm just doing this to fuck with you.
I don't know. We did Better Call Saul.
You're doing it in the wrong order. You're doing it...
Well, this is because you didn't give me any prep time. You just sprung it on me.
I wanted to see you panic.
God damn it.
Alright, so this week we reviewed the pilot for Hunters, which is a new sci-fi show. We also did the newest episodes of Winona Earp, Better Call Saul, the two episodes of iZombie this week, which acted as the final to Season 2, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and the newest Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you're listening to the audio version, they all come up later in the show. Use the timestamps to skip around, and if you're on YouTube, all the links to all those reviews will be on the screen as annotations, and just click the ones you want to go to. So, let's get into the news though, because we have to do that first, that's important. Now, before we get to the actual news, there was a short teaser released today for Mr. Robot Season 2.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much to say about the teaser itself, honestly.
No, it was all images just from the first season anyway, just with a new monologue.
Which is why I didn't even write it down for the news. I just wanted to mention it and say, we're pumped.
Can't wait. I mean, still no date, but...
Nah, but I imagine it'll be similar to last year, just based on the fact that it's filming just now and they're, releasing a teaser.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because if I remember, it was like July, August last year.
Yeah, I want to say about that.
I could be wrong, but is that the first hiccup of the show?
I don't know, maybe not. I wasn't paying attention.
We should ring a bell or something for the first hiccup. We should make it a thing, because you do it every week.
If you mean ring a bell, if I can replace that with take a drink.
You get drunk enough for the Arrow reviews, which admittedly this week there was no Arrow, so your liver's probably like, what is this healthiness I'm feeling this week? I don't understand this.
Yeah.
Alright, but Mr. Robot, Season 2, we're looking forward to covering that. We covered all of Season 1 back before we recorded reviews individually, but you can find them in old episodes of Almost Cancelled on the channel if you go hunting for them. So, let's get into the news though. So a couple of quick renewals before we get into anything meatier. Fear the Walking Dead has been renewed for Season 3 AMC. Only a couple of episodes into its second season. It's going to be back for 16 episodes in 2017. The weird thing about this though is that they've basically just turned The Walking Dead into a 32 episodes season.
Yeah.
Because you've got The Walking Dead, which is 16 episodes.
Then there's a short break, and then you have...
Well, that's the thing, there's not.
There's not a couple of weeks.
Well, there might have been a couple of weeks, but the break wasn't really between the two shows. The breaks occur in the middle of each show, because they each air in like 2 pockets of 8. But then, when The Walking Dead finished, it went straight on to Fear the Walking Dead. More or less. There might have been a week or two, but it didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
So it's a really weird system, where you get you get the end of Fear the Walking Dead, then the start of the next Walking Dead, then there's a break, then it's The Walking Dead, and then the start of the next Fear the Walking Dead. It's a really weird system.
It's maddening. I just don't understand. Who wants this? Like, seriously, who wants Season 3?
The ratings are good, so some people are.
Well, you know what else has good ratings?
What?
Castle. I'm filling in while he's gone.
I thought we'd let that go. Jesus. I thought the one advantage to Mario not being here anymore is I wouldn't have to listen to this Castle shtick every week.
It's just the one reference. That's it now. Got out of the system.
Okay. So that's Fear the Walking Dead coming back in 2017 for a 3rd season. Alright, the other thing that was renewed this week was New Girl. At Fox, New Girl's been renewed for Season 6. yeah, and that'll be here for a full season next year. Because this year's season was kind of different because Zoe Deschanel was pregnant, and they had Megan Fox in for some episodes, but it didn't start until after Christmas. I don't know. There was a whole weird thing this year. I'm actually working through this show just now. I'm on season 3.
I'm also just at the end of season 3. I've got like 2 episodes left.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle of season 3. So this is something we'll probably be watching next season. We won't be covering it week to week because we don't really do that with sitcoms. We actually do have some ideas for doing like full season videos for sitcoms when they finish their season. So you might see some of them over the summer for the stuff that's finishing in May and thereabouts. But
we'll probably catch up and have one for season 5 of New Girl.
Probably, yeah, you may be right. Which will also kind of act as a what did we think of the entire show.
It will be, yeah.
But this is interestingly joining a bunch of other comedies at Fox that have already been renewed, including Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Bob's Burgers, The Last Man on Earth, Family Guy, and The Simpsons. Which, by the way, The Simpsons is,
never dying.
The Simpsons started the same year I was born.
Yeah, it's older than me.
Yeah, it's older than you. That's a good point. Yeah.
I honestly think The Simpsons will never end. Just in one form or another, they'll just keep it going.
I don't know, do you not feel like once enough of the voice actors die of old age, they might pack it in?
No, they'll just replace everyone.
Yeah. I mean, you can get voice actors replaced, I suppose, and have it be fairly accurate, because, some voice actors are really talented at mimicking other voices, so...
They are?
I guess, maybe so. But yeah, so that's New Girl. Season 6, which is reasonable. It's noting here that it passed its 100th episode just last month, so fair play. Alright, let's get to some meatier stuff then. The Defenders, which... Yes?
Yes. So I actually know this piece of news in advance. It's probably the first time.
Well, I like to surprise you with a couple of bits here or there.
Yeah, I don't get much warning on these. It's just like you did with the shows listing at the start of this. He just kind of springs this all on me.
Alright, so Daredevil showrunners Douglas Petrie and Marco Ramirez are going to be showrunning the Defenders, and this news basically confirms, I think, when we're getting this, because obviously Luke Cage is coming. I think was it August or September?
Yeah,
fall. It's fall.
Yeah.
It's the fall show this year. Obviously, they're casting Iron Fist. We're further along in the news cycle for Iron Fist, so that's most likely going to be the March time show next year. And then, now that we're getting this news, to me says Defenders is going to be their fall show in 2017.
There was also something, I think it was Charlie Cox this week said they were filming at the end of this year.
Yeah, which backs that up.
Yeah, it all kind of lining up for that.
What the only thing that's strange about that to me is that they've already greenlit Jessica Jones for season 2, and yet it means that the earliest we're going to get that now is like March 2018.
That is strange.
Given that season 1 was November 2015, it's really weird that season 2 wouldn't be till March.
Yeah,
time.
that is strange. Unless they do shift into 3, yeah.
Which I was predicting they might do, and I still think there's a chance of that. But if they're sticking to this 2 per year schedule...
I mean, maybe if they put... So we got Luke Cage in, I think it's September. If we say we get Iron Fist at the start of March this time, so it's like right at the start of March.
Maybe even February.
Maybe late February, yeah. And then put Jessica Jones out maybe around July, August, and then put Defenders out next November.
Or even December, make it like a...
Yeah.
Not too close to the Star Wars movie that's out that Christmas, but the start of December.
Well, that's why I said November, because that would still let them be on track for kind of February, March time again.
Maybe, or maybe the following year it would just be like more of a May, November schedule rather than...
Yeah, it could be.
That early. Maybe that's the reason why it did shift a little bit earlier this year, is because they want to get 3 in next year and then just have it go back to 2 after that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that the Daredevil showrunners are doing it, because that kind of tells me they're really waiting on season 3.
Yeah, it tells me that Defenders will happen before Daredevil season 3, certainly.
Yeah.
So, okay, good news, I guess. Also, I assumed that Defenders would be shorter and would only be like a... Because when they described it, when they first announced all this, they described it as an event series, which made me think it would be like 6 episodes or something like that, but now I'm starting to think maybe it'll just be full 13.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, because event series vary. I mean, if you look at X-Files, that was 6, but then Heroes Reborn, which is technically an event series, was 13, I think.
That wasn't an event to anyone.
Well, okay. I'm not saying it was good or anything like that. I'm saying they marketed it as an event series.
Yeah. I don't know. I assumed it would be shorter, but if they're going the full 13, then cool. I mean, maybe having like those 4 main characters to juggle would
Means you need more time, yeah.
would make it need more time. As far as these guys doing it, I'm fairly okay with that. It kind of depends on what the story direction is for it, because if you go back and watch our season 2 review of Daredevil, me and you specifically had some problems with the second half of that season,
We did.
and I would hope that was directly related more to the plot that they were using rather than
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the technical side of it. I think it was just the plot and the way it was written in that sense.
So I'm not worried, but at the same time, there was enough of Daredevil season 2 that I didn't like that I'm thinking,
You're not quite as excited as you were.
yeah, I'm more. I'm still hyped, but I'm keeping it in check. Like I'm not.
Yeah, you're not letting it run away for you like Avengers, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, like Civil War, Infinity War, like the hate for those is off the goddamn charts. But
It's probably too high, let's be honest.
no, I think we've had enough of those movies now that we know what to expect.
Yeah.
Um,
Fair enough.
I think Avengers actually surpassed everyone's expectations, and then everything since we've had like a nice base level of quality, which they've not really dropped behind or even exceeded necessarily. But so that's Defenders got showrunners from Daredevil season 2. Next up, this is the news that really interests me in a lot of ways this week. It's TNT's officially greenlit a new Tales from the Crypt series, and also 2 other series as part of their horror block, which they're going to be starting in 2017. I'm a little disappointed this is 2017. I was kind of hoping they'd maybe get this kicked off in October for Halloween time, but hey ho. I'll take horror all year long, I suppose. But so they've greenlit a new Tales from the Crypt, which will be a 10-episode season, and they've also greenlit 2 other shows, one of which was produced by Shyamalan. In fact, he's also producing
I thought he was doing Tales from the Crypt.
Tales as well.
Yeah.
He's doing
I remember that from when they announced that a month or 2 ago, whenever that was.
Yeah, he's also doing the second show, which I'm just about to tell you about. But so that's Tales from the Crypt. It'll be an anthology. They're going to have a new host. It won't be the same Crypt Keeper as the old show, which I know fans of the old show are a little bit upset about. But it's been enough time now that I can kind of see them wanting a new sort of persona. Although, that said, I do hope it is. My worry is it's just going to be a CG thing. And part of me would rather have a person.
Right.
I'd rather have someone who's associated with the horror genre, who's well known for whatever reason, be the host, and put on a bit of like a sort of cheesy horror spectacle, than have some sort of CG version of the old Crypt Keeper. But that's just me.
Well, I'm sure we'll get more details on it at some point.
Yeah. So that'll be a weekly anthology. So each episode will be an hour-long story on its own. So even if episode 1 sucks,
Means we're going to have to cover the whole damn thing.
It does mean we're going to have to cover the whole damn things, but it's one of those things where episode 2 could be amazing, even if episode 1 does suck.
Maybe we should do it as a crossover with Screams.
Because they'll do... because each episode will have a different director, they'll have different writers. It's like... There's absolutely no reason to think that because, episodes 2, 4, and 8 were shit that,
Yeah. It also means there could only be one good episode in an entire season.
Does it?
Yeah, of course it does.
Oh, could. I thought you said will. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, why does it necessarily mean that? But yeah, okay. Yeah. It could mean that, but that's just one of the fun things that we're going to have to find out.
I suppose so.
The second show, which Shyamalan's also executive producing, how much involvement that means he's going to have, I don't know. But it's called Time of Death, and it's another anthology, but it's not a episode-by-episode anthology, it's a season anthology.
Okay.
And this one is interesting. Season 1 will centre around a murderous psychopath who returns to his Midwestern hometown during an annual county fair to exact revenge on a community he believes destroyed his life. The first season will pay tribute to the slasher films of the 1980s, and future seasons will be inspired by other horror subgenres.
Sounds right up your street.
It does, doesn't it? If this is written fairly well and is a good bit of fun, I could see me being really into this.
Let's be honest, it doesn't even have to be written that well for you with a slasher.
There's a line, though.
Even for you, there's a line.
There has to be a charm to it. If it's like Scream, you know, fuck
Fair
off.
point, I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a line. But I'm certainly intrigued by this description. So, no, that's pretty cool. I am down for that show. And we're definitely going to try all these. I mean, if they're terrible, they're terrible and we'll drop them. But
Yeah, at least this is a season-long anthology, so if the first episode is shit, we can give up.
yes. Yes, we can. You know what? Hopefully these will hit in the summer. Because summer content's always a bit dry.
It is. I feel like maybe they'll try and space them out and have like horror year.
No. It's meant to be a block.
Oh,
so
okay.
At least 2 of them have to be on at the same time.
That's true.
Or it's not a block.
That is true.
I would think. Unless they just mean there'll be a horror slot that's always got a horror show on. In which case that's cool too. That means we've got something all year.
Yeah.
But to me it sounds like it's more of a block where they've got all 3 of them back to back.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Or at least 2 of them back to back, and then maybe one will rotate. I think Time of Death is meant to be 12 episodes, or that could be the next show, which I'm now going to tell you about. It's called Creatures, and this is a psychological thriller that tells the disturbing tale of 2 former best friends who at 12 years old tried to cut out their classmate's heart as a sacrifice to an internet boogeyman they invented called Mr. Georgie. Or is it Gorgie? Or Gorgie? It's 2 G's, and I don't know if they're soft G's or hard G's. This is really annoying. It's G-R...
You have to wait till they say it.
Yeah, it's Gorgi. So it's...
Sounds like a Georgie.
It's either Georgie, Gorgie, Gorgie. See, Gorgie I think is possible because, you know, like gorge, you know, that,
Yeah.
like gouge. Like I can see it being that, but yeah, Georgie sounds the most likely, but it really could go a number of ways. I've never heard that word.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah, but 15 years later, the 2 women who have been released from a psychiatric institute come back to the small town in Alaska, which I think is a cool setting, actually. You'd like to see Alaska a lot
It's a little
on TV.
bit different, yeah.
Yeah. They start to feel the presence of Mr. Gorgie once again.
Mm.
So, interesting. I'm intrigued by all of them. And,
Yeah, they all sound at least relatively interesting.
I don't know what sort of quality TNT pumps out these days, but hopefully if they're trying to make this
The last thing I watched from TNT was, I think it was called Legend. It's Sean Bean, sort of like a psychological cop thriller.
Did it feel HBO budget or did it feel cheap?
Kind of in the middle.
Right, okay.
It wasn't bad. It was pretty decent. I haven't watched season 2 yet, but
That said, though, I'm not even saying that as a worry, because to be honest, like, Stars is quite cheap, I feel, and Ash vs. Evil Dead is quite cheap, but it kind of works for the show. It's like, it adds to the charm.
I feel especially the slasher one, if it's cheap, could still really work.
Yeah, it can still be fine, as long as it's got the right charm and it does it the right way. I think with the right creativity, it doesn't matter if it's cheap, it'll actually even add to it if it's used properly, so...
Yeah.
So, no, there you go, there's a bunch of new horror shows coming in 2017 from TNT. Hopefully, that'll be good. So, now last up, we have another horror show that's been greenlit. We spoke about the pilot potentially happening a few months ago, and that is Stephen King's The Mist.
Oh yeah.
Which has been greenlit for the season, for 10 episodes at Spike TV. And I will echo what I said when we talked about the pilot. The movie is damn near perfect. I do not want a TV show. I don't see how it works as a TV show. That said, we'll give it a shot, because they could surprise us. I mean...
See, now I'm going to have to watch the movie before this comes out, so it's not tarnished.
Oh, you should, yeah. Absolutely, the movie's fantastic.
Mm.
And it's from the director of Shawshank Redemption, not The Mist, well, obviously The Mist, but I mean, The Green Mile. So...
Yes, well. You know as well as I do, I've not seen any of those.
That's true. You should watch all 3 of those movies.
I mean, I probably should, but will I?
Yes, you fucking will. Because if you don't, I will find you.
I feel like there's enough things like that I haven't watched that could be an entire podcast itself. Just me being made to watch these things.
I have enough information to find where you live.
You probably do. That's a scary thought.
I know descriptions of your building. I know what student housing. I know what city it is.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in
could,
trouble here.
I could find you. So
I feel like I'm gonna have like a Clockwork Orange style being forced to watch these films.
Yes, yes, yes. A clockwork ginger, you might say. So, yeah, that's all the news for this week. Went off in some interesting tangents. So, as we said earlier, all the reviews are coming up next on the audio version. Use the timestamps to jump around. First up, I think, is Hunters, because that's the new show. We always put the newest show first. Not the newest returning, but just newest as in terms of this is a brand new show. Always goes first. So Hunters is first, and then all the other ones. Here's the timestamps. If you're on the YouTube video, just click on the links on the screen and go to the ones you want. So with that said, here's this week's TV reviews.